You're listening to the Game Tenants Podcast.
What's up, and welcome to the Game Tenants Podcast, the failed adventures of two gamers and their quest for Gamecast stardom.
AKA worthlessly lazy, but so game crazy.
This is episode 111. It's palindrome, same as it is forwards as it is backwards.
111.
And I am Church of the Game Grinder, and as always joined by my excellent co-host, Jason of Corpse Flood Gaming.
Excellent is debatable, but how you doing, pal?
I am doing okay at this exact moment in time. Things are good.
Yay! Just at this moment.
Yeah.
Previous moments and moments going forward.
There's ups and downs.
Pretty grim. But let's enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, we got a lot of stuff that kind of announced. We're kind of ramping up to E3, so people are talking about stuff that kind of matters all of a sudden. So I like that.
Yeah. It's cool stuff.
Cool stuff, neat stuff, slick stuff.
Yeah.
That's my Garth Brooks quote of the day. I only know it because I listen to YMH and they ripped the shit out of that video.
I don't know if I know that video.
Well, you will soon. I'll send it to you. Remember my meme I posted the other day of Garth Brooks?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse posted that video on there, and then that's what it referred to, where he's like joining Facebook. He's like, "Oh man, I'm so excited to share stuff with you. Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff." he's just I don't know. He's such a tormented soul. You can just see the murder in his eyes.
So we're officially like the second podcast ever to talk about Garth Brooks.
Yeah, I hope so. That's already too many.
Yeah.
He doesn't need any recognition.
No.
Except for how much of a crazy human being he is. Yeah, anyway, this is not a country music podcast, so we'll refrain from any more Garth Brooks quotes.
What the hell? What the hell?
I told you it was going to go downhill fast. I just can't help myself.
Well, I guess speaking of retro things, we talk about some retro video games to start this off.
Fucking do it, damn it.
Yeah, so last time you talked about Dragon View.
Yeah. And then I started second guessing myself. I thought I might have had the wrong game. And I was like, no, this is it. I'd look it up to double. I'm like, I'm certain it's this game, and yes, it was.
Yes.
So I stand by what I said.
Yeah. So this time, going way back, talking about some Berserk, and unfortunately, not the Berserk, based on the legendary manga by Kentaro Miura. Rest in peace.
Well,
Kentaro.
Let's talk about it then. I was excited. No, I'm not.
I mean, there are some Berserk games, and I've heard decent things. One of them's a Masao, so I don't give a shit. But another one's like...
I recently beat the Dreamcast one.
Yeah.
Got this rage.
Yes, sir. And highly, highly, highly recommend just going on Google, type read Berserk online, and just read the manga. Do yourself a favor. But anyways, we're talking about Berserk, the Atari 2600 game, also arcade game.
God damn, that's ancient. Whoa.
Never give any second gen love on this podcast.
Let's do it.
So yeah, Berserk is a 1980s multi-directional shooter game. Basically, you're a dude. You run around in a little room, has little robots. You shoot the robots, and you try to get to the exit. That's basically all there is to it.
You had me at you're a dude. That's awesome.
I mean, I mean, I don't want to assume genders because I don't know if it actually specifies. So you could be a dudette. I mean, or maybe
just create a character. You can choose
both.
the color of your square that is your character.
A little both, maybe none. We're not here to name names, but it's a pretty cool game. It's pretty simple. Arcade style game. It's all points. You just keep playing and playing until you lose. It's just for that generation of games, that's one of my favorites. Probably top 3, maybe top 2 Atari games.
Yeah, I like Atari games, don't get me wrong, but I find that the ones I really like are already like re-released on newer systems, even if it is only like the NES. I'm like, oh, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I played Atari before I played NES, but I can't remember exactly.
It's close for me too.
I think yeah. But even still, like, there's some cool games, but I really have no interest in necessarily going back and playing them. Like, I'll sit down and play them for a couple minutes and be like, okay, that's cool. But
yeah, like
nothing like more than that, more than just a passing, like.
Yeah, like there's a couple I need to own for completion's sake, like Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man on there. I have played that game, and it's literally just timed climbing.
Yeah.
So it's like that level from Maximum Carnage,
mm-hmm.
but downgraded.
Right. But not knocking, like I said. Berserk is one of my favorite Atari games. So if you're into that sort of thing, recommend checking it out. Pretty cool game. Pretty cool.
What is your favorite?
Pitfall.
Pitfall?
Yeah.
I think Galaga is mine. It's pretty. I said in my tweet when I beat one of the games I recently beat, it's between Galaga and another game that kind of got me into the vertical scrolling shmups.
Mm-hmm.
So, yay.
Even then, I liked more of the kind of like adventurous games over the shooters. Like, I was never a big like Centipedes or Space Invaders guy or any of that. Asteroids is pretty cool. I like Asteroids, but that's not the same by any means.
Yeah, there's the ports were hit and miss too. Some of them are decent for what they were, and some of them are hot garbage. But
yeah,
I mean, you got to play the arcade at home. Holy shit! So
pretty much,
you got to thank that for something.
It was pretty awesome. And when my dad and my stepmom got together, and I had a stepbrother, he had an Atari 2600, and I had an NES. So kind of got the best of both gens there right from the get-go. Very young age.
Did you guys have like a stepbrothers moment? Do we just become best friends? Because
that's
video games.
That's pretty down to hang out with anybody back in the day, and
sweet.
Me and my brother always got along pretty well. I was the older brother, so that's kind of a dick, but it is what it is. But Berserk, check it out. I think you have a good time. Like a new more of a new age version would be like Spookatron, and there's a game called Spookatron. That was a big homebrew game. Pretty sure that's what it was called. Basically like Berserk. Anyways, enough of that.
Cool.
Moving on. So that was like a little more than 35 years ago. So is Dragon Quest. And Dragon Quest just had its 35-year anniversary celebration, announcing a bunch of new Dragon Quest stuff.
Yeah, and polished up old Dragon Quest stuff. So that's always good.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people excited for Dragon Quest 3 2D HD, which is kind of like can't really say it's a remake. It's kind of more visual style, like something like Octopath Traveler, kind of like that.
Yeah, so it looks really cool. And
I never got to play it, so
I'm a fan of Well, you know how you can do that.
Yeah, I can emulate.
Can Nintendo Switch.
I'd like to just.
Don't you own that game? You would emulate a game you own? Come on, man.
I don't have Dragon Quest 3. I only have one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Octopath. Sorry.
Oh.
We crossed the wires there. Oh, that's my alarm to remind me of bringing the garbage out tonight. Garbage day tomorrow. I'll forget now.
Garbage day.
Yeah, I always shoot someone on garbage day. It's my favorite day of the week.
I when I first discovered that, I sent the clip to a friend because he likes random clips of weird shit, and ever since then, which was many, many years ago, he has always used that as his text notification on his phone, and it's fucking hilarious.
Every time he gets a text.
Garbage day. It's just that, like,
and they'll laugh afterwards, and the guy's like,
dude, it's. I've never actually seen the movie myself, but I love that clip. I know all about the movie, but
we're gonna have to. You know what we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to make it a goal. Though we'll watch that movie together someday when we can hang out in real life. We'll have to do a shitty movie.
Yeah. Anyways, Dragon Quest 3 2D HD looks pretty rad.
I'm more stoked about a new game, and that's Dragon Quest 12.
And they pulled the like, I don't know, the Nintendo thing to do lately. Show us a logo.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Quest 12 Flames of Fate.
Like that Metroid Prime 4 I still have on pre-order. That's just a logo on Amazon, but I better get that 20% off on it because that's how long ago I pre-ordered that shit.
Yeah. No.
Knowing my luck, they're going to come out with a kick-ass collector's edition. They'll be like, I got to have that, so I guess I'll cancel my 20% off pre-order. That's been standing for like 4 years.
Maybe they will. I don't know. It seems like Nintendo doesn't really care too much about Metroid, so maybe just like, meh.
They'll put it out in like a digipack sleeve. It doesn't even come in an actual Switch game case. Like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
It's just like the eShop cards.
Yeah.
It hurts.
It'll be just it'll be an eShop card in a case.
The whole collector's markets of these.
I was like, whoa, is this like a PC collector's edition? Whoa.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, that I had to. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think we'll be hearing something about it this year.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to see what they do.
Speaking of digipacks, though, how bullshit were those? Where it was like the collector's edition or something, but it was like a substandard shitty ass version of it at the same time. You know, when like that was like the time when CDs would put out like a DVD with it, but you'd have to get it in a crappy cardboard box.
Yeah. I had a handful over the years. I think the first one I got was probably Slipknot first album. You had the initial release, and then there's the digipack that had the extra songs like
From Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat. Is that the one where they re-released that, or is that the one where they had like the demos of the songs that were on the album?
Yeah, it had goddamn
live versions.
No, what was it?
I think I've got it somewhere too. I think my whole CD collection is at my parents' house.
I'm trying to remember those. Man, I'm drawing a blank. I haven't thought about that album in some time.
Yeah.
What were those extra songs? I'm super curious now. But yeah, it was always. It's like, yeah, you're getting this like cool version, and
it's like $10 more, but you'd be like, we can't even put it in the case for you. Like they couldn't even put it in like one of those like they put the PS1 RPGs in with like the different little.
Yeah. It did have
discs. You're like,
it was demo versions of songs. So they had Interloper, which is actually a pretty cool song, and it also had there's another song that line had.
I upgraded to that too because I had the original one. I just bought it randomly.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing them like because they were just starting to go on Ozfest, which is where like most people heard of them.
Yeah, I got to be super hipster with Slipknot because they were from Iowa, so there was like bleed over to like when they were still before they're still underground. So I heard their demo before their full release and stuff. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I was the first like kid in my school to have like the album, and then I had the shirt, and everyone's like, "Oh man, where'd you get the shirt?" And there's this place nearby called In Concert that was just kind of like a novelty shop, like a private owned one, and they had a stock of like band shirts and yeah, man. I was like, oh, dude, I was so into Slipknot for like a hot minute there. Like, yeah, and this was before, like before I got into like, death and black metal. It was like right before.
Wow, they were out of like what I would call gateway metal bands. They were probably the best gateway metal band at the time.
And there's some other good bands.
Yeah,
for sure. But
the ones that like that people who didn't like metal knew. That's why I would call them a gateway, where like everyone kind of knew who they were, but
yeah, I kind of like I got into them like super hard, and then like quickly like as I bailed from like kind of like the rapcore new metal scene and got into like death metal and stuff, like I was like suddenly like revolted by Slipknot. Like when I listened to Iowa, I was like, oh, these guys are just a bunch of death metal posers. It's like, what the fuck am I talking about? Like that, like actually going back, like I was actually a pretty good album.
Yeah, it was.
All things considered.
I remember I got that shit, and I was mowing. I was like hired to mow someone's lawn, and they had a big field behind their house. I remember the day I got that. I was mowing that dude's lawn because it took like over an hour, so I got to listen to like the whole album at once. Mm-hmm. And he specifically told me like, oh yeah, do speed 1 or 2. Don't ever do like 3. I think there might have even been 4. Mm-hmm. But I got that and I was like, 4, yeah. And then his neighbor fucking read on me. That guy was fucking flying mowing your lawn today. Because he was out of town for the summer. That's why he like hired me for the whole summer. He told me, this is that. And the only thing he really told me is like, I don't do. I was like, fuck that today. Because most of the time I was like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
But that day I was like, I think I need to be going faster. So yeah, that's my favorite memory of that album.
Yeah,
I remember before it came out, they played on like Conan O'Brien, and I like.
Oh yeah, I taped it.
Yeah, I taped it too. But I was like, I think it was like a week or 2 before the album came out, so I was like, I don't want to know any of the songs, so I didn't even watch it. I was like, I'll watch it after the album comes out. So,
yeah.
I was pretty hard in that for a bit too, but.
Yeah, I pretty much like I was in and then I was out like before like.
The normies
before they got really big, and then all of a sudden like you had like the maggots and stuff. But I will say, even my senior year pictures, I'm wearing a Slipknot jersey in my senior year school photos.
There you go.
What a edgelord. Slipknot with my fucking like all my like bracelets and chains, and I had my big old like I think it was like kickwear pants then, 60-inch bottoms and shit.
Trip pants.
Dude. No, Trip was later.
Yeah, I
know. Anyways, fucking wow.
This became more of a like statistically so far we've talked about more music. We've talked about country music and metal more than we've talked about games. Let's reel it in here.
Yeah.
I think we need to get a music podcast.
Yeah, maybe let us know if you want us to do like a music episode. Episode.
Yeah, you heard during the demo of our potential new podcast.
Yeah, there's long like there's like 50, 60 years of metal history here.
Yeah.
Got some shit. But anyways, Dragon Quest 12. They didn't give us anything other than it's going to be sounds like it'll be a simultaneous worldwide release. So that's pretty cool.
Good not hearing how everyone else got it before we did.
Yeah. And then there's also going to be Dragon Quest Treasures, which is kind of like a smaller. I don't even know. I don't really care. It's basically like the thief dude and his sister from Dragon Quest 11, and it's like little.
It's like a little prequel when they're like younger, like they're kids, basically.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a simple RPG game.
I mean, we'll see when it gets closer and they show more. Maybe it's something I'd actually have to see. I'd have to see more on to know if I give a shit or not. Yeah,
you're right. Moron? Who's a moron?
I don't know. I want to see some more morons talk about
it. And then they announced a Dragon Quest X offline. Unfortunately, it's Japanese exclusive, which, people were like, if they ever made an offline version, maybe we'd finally get in America. And they're like, no, fuck you. Fuck you, America. You never get to play 10.
You didn't buy enough copies of 11.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you only bought 2 copies of 11 each, everybody in America.
Yeah. And then they also announced Dragon Quest Keshi Keshi, which was a mobile game, and I don't care, so I didn't look at it.
We're going to branch into mobile games now, man? Shut the fuck
up. Yeah, so, Dragon Quest, 35 years, that's pretty cool. I've only played 2 of the games, but,
1 and 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, despite everyone
I played 1
everyone
back
harassing
in the day.
you to play 8.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to play 8 eventually.
Yeah,
get some jiggle action going.
You've been saying that since before I was on this podcast, man.
I think I've been saying that before Dragon Quest 11 was even a thing.
Yeah, man, that was before I was on this podcast.
Yeah. Someday.
I remember Justin harassing you as well, and maybe Marshall even.
Yep.
You have the means to do so, man. What are you waiting for? Incentive.
Too many games, not enough time.
You're waiting for a billionaire to fork over. Just like, come on, man. You'll be set for life. Just please be it. You don't even have to stream it. Just play it.
What's kind of sad is I think of all game systems that I have. I think my PlayStation 2's been the most neglected in the last 10 years.
You know what you got to do?
Well, no, that's not.
Do you know what you have to do?
Play some PlayStation 2.
You need to make a list. 38 games.
Oh, I got a list.
And you need to get on that backlog roulette train because once you have it, if it's hooked up or you're playing it, you'll be like, oh shit, what else is on this shelf? Because I've been doing that crazy. When I get my backlog roulette game, I'm like, hook up the Dreamcast, and I'm like, fuck, what else is on this Dreamcast here? Something, and I just keep going. I'll do a bunch of games at once. I'm in a PS2 kick as we speak.
Focho.
So I had up my backlog roulette game last time was that Star Trek Voyager Elite Force.
Mm-hmm.
And I just finished it last night. Or no, earlier in the day I finished it. So
yeah,
it was excellent. And then I'm like, gonna jump into some games that I kind of started but barely started, and I'm just restarting. So expect more PS2 games by the next episode.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then I just got a couple little things to shout out. Dying Light 2 trailer dropped. Didn't watch much of it just because, again, it's a game I'm interested in. I'm not I know, crazy hyped on it.
Especially that collector's edition.
But yes, nuts to that. Fucking bullshit. Expensive ass collector's edition. Fucking generic guy.
Generic guy with the zombies. You got $30 worth of action figures and some glue, man.
Even still, even the I know I'm gonna be whatever. I don't really regret not getting the Cyberpunk because it's just generic guy. But that one would have been cool just because the game's so cool. But I gotta.
You just shouldn't have because that's a collector's edition. I got you didn't. You did.
Yeah, that's.
I got. I'm doing air quotes right now. I got it.
Yeah.
In theory, it should be sent across.
Still, fucking still.
It's pretty bad when I've had games trapped so long that I buy another copy so that I don't have to miss out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's like the 25-minute trailer. I will say the tagline is probably one of the dumbest. Like their subtitle, not tagline, the subtitle of the game is one of the dumbest ever. It's called, so the game's actually called Dying Light 2 Stay Human.
Okay.
Like,
this will be called Don't Get Bit.
It's like, oh, yeah. It's like, come on, guys. But, you know, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm way more looking forward to Dead Island 2 just because I like the kind of a little bit of the like silliness in Dead Island over what they did with Dying Light, because for people who didn't know, a bunch of people that made Dead Island left that studio and made Dying Light. Mm-hmm. And it's still, you know, a very similar game, but more serious.
Did you play either of the other Dead Island games?
I did not like Riptide because it was just like it was uninspired and just more of the same.
Yeah, both of them I think were pretty uninspired.
Yeah,
there's Escape Dead Island. I haven't.
Yeah, Escape, that was like the top down, wasn't it? Or it was like a different style.
I don't think so.
I think it was more like it played like XCOM or something.
Oh, well,
or maybe like dungeon crawler twin stick shooter sort of thing, not XCOM. I'm just thinking of the isometric. Anyways, I got it on Steam for free or something.
I don't know. It looks like I think it's like a third person game. I'm looking at it right at the back right now, at least.
Oh, okay. Whatever. I just want Dead Island 2, and I'm pretty sure at this point it's
survival mystery adventure,
vaporware or whatever you want to call it. It's never going to happen.
I'm probably not likely to even start playing Escape Dead Island because it's got the dude bro-iest looking guy in the front.
Yeah,
like popped collar and all, with this cut off like Adidas vest. Jesus,
I still got like
look up the cover of this game if you want to see a game. A way to not inspire people to play your game. Yeah. Unless you're a dude bro that likes to wear.
That's a lot of people, unfortunately. A lot of gamers in America are dude bros. That's for sure.
Yeah. But Super Secret Time, I have never played Dying Light despite owning it on Xbox and PS4. And the PS4 version I have is like the complete version.
It's a good game. It's good. I
keep meaning to start it.
Significantly more fun playing it online co-op with just public. So it's not going to be as fun with you because I doubt there's anybody playing it anymore, even if they got servers still going. But that's what made it fun for me. If I would have played it like by myself, I don't know. It's just even like I don't even remember if I was like voice chatting much with these people, but just having other people with you just kind of made it more fun.
Yeah.
Cool game. I do recommend. It's a cool zombie game. The parkour stuff is pretty good.
Like I played a tiny bit of it, but it wasn't. Every time it sneaks up on the playlist, I just bunch of bulk drops into it and then forget about it again. Like I think I've installed it a couple times. Just never started playing it. I don't know. It's not due to disinterest. It's due to too much interest in other things.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Check out Dying Light 2 if you haven't, and maybe when that comes out, maybe we'll play it. Who knows?
Sounds good. We're gonna have another game that more people should play.
What's that?
What you're about to talk about. I'm just trying to segue, bud.
Oh, I gotcha.
I can too.
Yeah. So as per usual, shout out to some awesome game documentary creators. YouTube channel Gamers, GVMERS. They recently just put out a new doc, which they called The Tragedy of Fallout 76, which kind of just looks at the the launch and kind of reaction and where Fallout 76 is currently. And yeah, absolutely. More people need to play that game. It got another game had some issues, but it got a really bad rap. Really bad rap.
It was like, it seems like every year there's a game we have to champion and be like, actually check it out. And that was the game for last year. Or was that 2 years ago now? 2 years ago now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess 2 years ago now. And last year's was Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Who knows what this year's will be? We'll see. We'll find it and we'll love it, and other people will hate it, and we'll be like, no.
But even if you have no interest in playing the game, it's a really great video to check out and gives you a little bit of the nuance of like some of the problems and a lot of the stuff they've done to improve the game, including the biggest complaint a lot of people had was even though there was plenty of NPCs in the game, there wasn't human NPCs, and now there's people have returned back to Virginia, or more vault people come out of the vault and whatnot. So it's more of like a kind of persistent game. So you'll never have that original experience of playing Fallout when it was Vault 76 is the first vault to open. You're the first humans out of the vault. You will never be able to experience that again, which is unfortunate for the people that didn't, and for those that did. I hope you had a good time.
Maybe at some point they'll release like you can go on this server if you want to play, like almost like a vanilla server kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out how it was. I really liked going in like the radiated zones and farming super mutants and shit and getting the good weapons. Because I was like, why do I even keep all this Rad-X and Rad-Away? And then all of a sudden I was like going in there often, and I was like, this is what. Crazy leveling.
Yep. Pretty sure that's what it took for me to get my power armor, as I had to run in this like really crappy area, and I was just down in that stuff.
Yeah, I went from like hundreds of it to like none of it. And I was like, oh shit. And I had to like find out how to make it. Because I don't think I was making it. And then I was like, oh, it's this other crap that I was like, why do I keep picking this up? I'm not using it for anything. It's like, oh, it's one of the main ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
After I probably offloaded a bunch of it because it's like, what? I don't even need this shit.
Yeah. I guess so. Then, speaking of crap that we don't need.
Yeah. Speaking of huge.
How about more 20 more minutes of crap?
Yeah. Who doesn't have time for more crap? If you're into the Super Mario Bros. Movie,
you got bad taste.
And also, there's 20 more minutes of deleted scenes. And if you want to see what they opted to cut out of the train wreck that they decided to keep, someone found it, I guess. And
oh, really?
It's up there, an extended cut. I don't know. I think the whole movie should have been left on the cutting room floor and give it a mulligan. But there are people who love it,
and they are.
I've tried watching it as like oh man, let's have a laugh, funny bad, and I was like, man, this isn't even funny bad. I'm just dumb. I don't know.
It's so off. Anybody who's come on, give me like seriously.
As a kid, I was like, this isn't Mario.
Like, yeah, absolutely. It was like,
it's not even if you're not a Mario fan. Like, I wasn't like such a devout Mario fan that I was like, this is too different from my fandom. Like, there was this like, this is garbage,
and everybody agreed 25 years ago. Now, all these people like it, and it's like, come on, like nostalgia is quit being crippled.
It's because they don't have another Mario movie to put it up against. So like, it's what we got. I love it.
Watch the cartoon. Call it good.
Right? Yeah, right.
Just be satisfied with the cartoon.
Just be
Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Captain Lou Albano was way better Mario than fucking Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
I didn't even see them do the Mario in the movie. So what the fuck is that? Bullshit.
I mean, and I like Bob Hoskins, and I really like John Leguizamo. And no.
When they were like both drunk a lot. I remember seeing like an interview where they were like, we're just drunk on set because fuck it. Why?
Like everybody, I'm pretty sure from what I recall, hearing about production is like everybody hated it. Everybody hated being involved with it.
It was just garbage all over.
Like, I mean, it looks fine. Like, again, it looks fine. The acting was fine enough. It's just the dialogue, the story. It wasn't Mario Brothers.
Representation of every character.
You try to adapt it. It's like, go fuck yourself. Adapt. Go fucking yourself. How about that?
Adapt these nuts to your chin.
Like, as I told Jason before we record the podcast, like there's many, many, many things that ruined my childhood, and this was one of them. Just bitter.
I want to hear it.
No, that's about it. I've said my piece.
Come on! I want to hear that. I want to hear that story. Did you partake in any merchandise in this film?
Yeah. Jason was surprised that I think and I can't remember, but I think it might have been before, because I remember a lot of toys came out before, or maybe it was after. I don't know, because I'm pretty sure I didn't see it in the theater, but I had the action figure of Mario and Luigi, their stupid mechanical boots. Yeah. No.
Do you think Portal ripped off the Mario Brothers movie with those boots, by the way?
No, because Portals was absorbing shock, not
well, I mean, I saw those boots and I absorbed a lot of shock.
Absorbed a lot of shock in my pants. Like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah.
Like, still, like the Goombas, like, come on, man.
Remember they could have given him a spiky turtle shell, so they spiked his hair real weird. Remember Bowser? Oh shit!
It's just no, like cult.
And the Goombas.
Like, don't give me this cult. It's a cult movie. No, it's not. Don't. No, you people.
Cult of Nintendo that Nintendo could do no wrong ever, even the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Like, Nintendo was so embarrassed by that movie, they have not made another movie.
They won't even let anyone even touch their licenses at all.
like no. Like, oh my god, come on. It's a terrible movie. It sucks. It's not Super Mario Brothers. We should not celebrate atrocities. Like, it's called an atrocity for a reason. It's a bad thing. It's negative. We should mourn and remember so it never happens again.
Yeah. Remember what was when you shit on things that have a slight problem with them now. Just like when people rip on like a superhero movie now, you're like, remember when we didn't have nothing? Remember when Spider-Man coming out was like, holy shit, Spider-Man's actually coming out with a movie. All we had was Christopher Reeve Superman and Michael Keaton Batman, and then forgettable ones after that ruined it. But remember that's all we had. And it set the precedence for video game movies, and video game movies are now generally terrible because they're like, well, if we just make one like the largest known video game series and character ever, as long as it's that good, like, how can we go wrong? What a spectacular failure for the first video game movie. It's like, yeah, what an insult to the gamers, to the community, to Nintendo, to Mario. Come on. Anyone who saw it, even in like not knowing it was a game, just seeing, what's this movie all about? Wow, that was spectacularly horseshit. Terrible. I don't even have a frame of reference of what that was supposed to be, and I still think it sucks. like someone's dad who has no idea, just like, I don't know why they want to see this movie, but let's check it out. Terrible. Yeah, I'm glad we had an in to rip on that shit. Man, more bad news. If you're the owner of ROM Universe, anyway, Nintendo finally won their lawsuit. And, one of their other lawsuits. Yeah, they very many people getting sued right now. Still haven't heard anything about the Emu Paradise, but ROM Universe owes Nintendo $2.1 million. Neat. That sucks. I don't really have much of a comment on it. We already kind of talked about
Bunch of bullshit is what it
when
is.
when Nintendo went after all these sites, but yikes.
I guess they're one of their larger issues was they were offering Switch ROMs, which
were they?
I'm all for having.
Okay, if it's like current gen, that's dummy. But if it's
that's
like
piracy.
if it's like anything up to like N64 and you're doing ROMs, I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's like
you guys aren't doing very much with most of those games.
Yeah, and like so. Yeah, I'm all for I'm all for ROMs and emulation.
Oh yeah, especially for the games
access,
that go for
even further than just preservation. Just
especially the games that like they're not doing anything with, they're not re-releasing, they
never will.
And they're like skyrocketing prices. Like, oh, should I just pay it previously was like what, an $1,100 game like Little Samson? You're like, or I could just play for free.
Yeah,
and it's pretty good, but it's not that much money. Like, you're not really fucking over anyone by doing that now because they got their money.
No game worth that much money.
Yeah, man. I have trouble spending more than $100 on a game unless it comes with like a badass statue and some other cool shit,
Yeah.
So to think about that kind of shit, I'm like, even if I could afford it, I'd be like, I'm still not gonna do that. I'd have to have ridiculous money, throwing it away money. But yeah, there's other things to spend money on. We've talked about this though.
Yep.
But yeah, that sucks for that guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just the first of many to come. I'm sure more people are gonna get banked. Yeah. So I didn't know about the Switch part, but yeah, that kind of sucks. I was like, watch them blaming these ROM sites, like, oh, that's why the Wii U failed.
Yeah.
Just blaming the failure of the Wii U. They're just suing these guys for their projected sales of what they thought they were going to make on the Wii U and evening out. Yeah, I don't know. Still pretty shitty though.
Yep.
But yeah, that's about it. It's also kind of shitty. Predictable stuff's kind of happening. It's not really news, but games always getting delayed. So it's coming to the time they're going to start. Everyone's speculating like, oh man, they're going to give us the release date for this game and all that shit. But
Switch Pro.
Yeah. And, some games are like, oh, no, we're not coming out this year. I don't know why you thought that. But stuff like God of War, Ragnarok isn't coming out this year. I don't know who genuinely believed it would. I know myself and you were not even thinking that. And Horizon, I'm a little more surprised by Horizon, but
awesome trailer. If anybody hasn't seen the trailer for Forbidden West, it looks amazing.
They haven't outright said that one's delayed till next year, but they said it's probably not. So probably not gives them the opening to easily push back a little bit. And honestly, for games like that, God of War, I want, they're following up the last one. So I want them to do their best because they got big boots to fill on that. So take your time. And that's also like my benchmark. Like, oh, that's the game I'm going to buy the PS5 for. So it's just longer that I have to wait to buy a PS5 unless like something amazing, gotta have it, comes out in the meantime. I only own one PS5 game as it is, but I'm not in a rush to play that immediately because I've already kind of played that. And that's the Terminator Resistance.
Yeah,
it's another air quotes. I own it. I haven't received it yet, but I think other people have that ordered the standard edition through a limited run have gotten theirs.
Yeah,
but myself and you, I think, ordered the collector's edition of that. Did you?
Yeah, so it's gonna be like 6 months.
Yeah.
They're slow.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So I think this might have been more of a off podcast discussion, but kind of been thinking about just nixing the community question, making the whole podcast just comment anything.
Yeah, comment and answer, and It's an open conversation, honestly.
Absolutely.
Comment on whatever you feel like.
Yeah, and we're bad about coming up with answers, and it's
and we kind of just like leave
questions.
kind of like leave it open for people to talk about what they want anyway. People kind of just comment on what they want anyway.
Yeah,
just as much as they answer the question. So
just keep doing that.
We love you for it. Keep it going.
Yeah.
You know what I love you for?
What's that?
Several things, but beating games.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty cool. I'm pretty impressed when you beat some games. What the hell have you been playing lately?
Oh yeah. So last time I was
Balls deep
in Near Replicant, and I have since finished it. Fantastic game. I think the biggest takeaway I would say is don't spend tons of time doing side quests. Like do some, like as much as you want.
Quests. All right, I'm about to start it. So
there's a few that you have to do to get
them all.
To get some weapons. So like maybe even just like look up how to get the weapons and just do that stuff. Like as I said, like the game, like the story, the gameplay, all of it. Apparently, I watched since I didn't know much. I didn't watch comparisons because I wanted to kind of just play the game unspoiled. And they actually changed a bunch of things. Like graphics were revamped. They kind of like redesigned character design, like faces. Gameplay was revamped. They added a lock-on system, which I guess was a huge lapse in the original release. It just made the game super clunky. I mean, like I said, it basically plays like Near Automata, but with doing the side questing and stuff really just doesn't really, they just don't respect your time. It's a ton of just tedious back and forth. Like seriously, like you'll do one quest,
padding bullshit.
they'll just make you run back and forth between the same two towns like 3 times in a row. It's stupid.
It's fetchy. That's what I call.
But and I will say they Yoko Taro, I think, learned some things. Maybe this came from his experience working on the Drakengard games too, with Near Automata and how they handle doing the like multiple ending slash continued playthroughs, because it's never just, you're actually not replaying the game, it's continued story. But Near Automata really did that well, where they abridged that second playthrough and then everything else was new. Where
maybe not so well with communicating it though.
Yeah.
So many people were just like, credits. What a short game.
And those people probably ran into the same problem with Near Replicant. It's a game that once you finish it, then you play through a second time, like kind of through the halfway point on, and then you actually have to do like a third part, but you can do it way quicker because you're not doing all the quests and stuff this time. So they get significantly quicker. But getting to that, like, again, it's like, okay, this game's pretty cool. And then you get like the second ending. It's like, oh, okay, it's getting better. But then by the time you get that E ending, it's like, okay, this game was awesome. Great game. Good job. Well done. Super good. Like, great game. So do recommend, just, stay away from some of those tedious side quests. Look up what you need to do the weapons. But finally, we kind of were able to line up a playthrough here of a new game we're both pretty excited for.
About goddamn time. And I know it wasn't intentional, but I feel like you waited for me, and it means the world. When you were actually just balls deep.
Resident Evil 8.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Village.
Village.
Pretty great. Not entirely what I was expecting. Like, some of the vibes were a little bit different, and how kind of the story went.
What I think was great is it was so much more than I was expecting from what they kind of put forward.
Yes.
In there, like, it was enough to sell me on the game, but I was like, oh, is it just gonna all be in this castle?
Village,
you're gonna work your way to this castle, and then the majority is gonna be the castle. When it's, spoiler, it's not. There's a lot more. You're like, oh, the tall vampire mommy's the whole big shit. And you're like, oh, she's like not even. She's like I don't know, quarter of it.
I will say the game did kind of scream Resident Evil 4 in a lot of ways, but it wasn't all that, the high octane, we're gonna karate kick guys for getting too close.
The suplex. The suplex is the other one, but yeah.
But yeah, I think if I could change anything, and I don't know how they could have been done more, is make it more scary. Because I thought,
you were gonna say because Chris is in the game, yet he punched no boulders.
Yeah.
So wasted opportunity.
Yeah, I will say the first little bit of the game had some good atmosphere to it as they're kind of setting things up, and there are some parts here and there, but overall, I didn't really feel all too threatened.
Or it wasn't so creepy.
I mean,
we've discussed before. We're really
desensitized.
We're really hard. I say more. I don't really gauge stuff on how scary it is because I'm not really ever scared. I wouldn't even say I even get tense around the stuff that's supposed to be scaring the shit out of me. It's just well, that's pretty metal. Mm. So I basically just gauge stuff on it. Oh, that part was pretty metal. Someone would probably be scared of that. Someone would be scared of this, but I'm not. But someone would be. Mm. So is that kind of how you were feeling?
Like I said, there's some good moments. A couple moments where I was like, okay, there's kind of creepy, a little creepy, but yeah, I had pretty good pacing. I thought early on, I felt a little frustrated, but quick.
What was that frustrated you?
Just the early ammo management. Kind of sweating, having enough, and using the knife to make sure I didn't run out of ammo. But I pretty much got through most of the game without ever running out of ammo.
Yeah,
I mean, you get a pretty
it's just like some other games like that where you're like, oh, a big cache of ammo. Well, I'm fighting a boss soon.
Yeah.
Oh, explosive ammo. Okay, it's gonna be big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
a lot of weapons.
Yeah, good variety, although
a lot.
Yeah. No, I thought it was great. Good follow up to 7. I kind of like where the story left off. I think that can go in some interesting directions.
Yeah.
Don't want to really say much else for those who haven't played it. But
yeah, I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, I feel it's hard to explain. So hear me out. Hear out my whole thing before you say fuck you. I think I might have even messaged you this already, so you might already know where I'm going with it. But I got the same kind of feeling that in a way that I got from Resident Evil 5, where it's a good game, but it's not a good Resident Evil game. I didn't get a real Resident Evil vibe from most of the game, not just because of the enemy content, I guess I would say, but I felt more like I was playing a Van Helsing game.
Yeah,
I felt like I was playing Van Helsing without Hugh Jackman.
Like I said, that's where it kind of
I'm not
Resident Evil 4 kind of vibes, but it was in between Resident Evil 4 and 7, but I think 7 did more to keep the atmosphere heightened
and
more
7
claustrophobic, and
7 was more mold. 7 was I got heavy Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes, kind of, the family from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I got a vibe from that. This is more Van Helsing. Like I said, let me finish my my thought before someone says fuck you to me. I definitely like this game a lot more than 5. I'm just feeling like I'm not knocking this game in any way. I actually absolutely loved it. It's probably, as it stands, one of my favorites. But yeah, it didn't really feel Resident Evil-y for me until the last act, I would say. And I'm like, oh, now it's feeling pretty Resident Evil. But before that, it was it was fun the whole way through. I wasn't, I don't have a problem with it really at all. I'm glad they tried something new and it actually worked for once. Because usually when they try something new, you're like, oh my God, go back to the way it was. Find what everyone actually liked about this, and then keep doing that, but then slight variation. Whereas this is like a headlong into new territory. But I'm here for it. But it's only so much you can do with zombies, I guess.
I don't know. I think they should. I'm not crazy on this. Las Pelagas was stupid. This is a little bit better, but it's still basically getting to that area again. But there are some interesting connections, story connections and stuff with this. And I don't want to play the game. There's some cool connective tissue there, I guess, as they would say. Good stuff.
So yeah, definitely this isn't Resident Evil 5. But yeah, I hope people understand what I meant by that. I hope you understand what I meant by that as well.
Yeah.
But like I didn't get the Resident Evil feel. Like there's definitely some good moments. It would be scary for some people. I can see some people freaking out at certain places, especially if you're afraid of dolls in the one area. That part seemed like it was almost doing an homage to PT in some areas. But I liked it. I liked it overall. I can't really think as a game itself, not looking at it in the Resident Evil universe, I don't think I have a problem with it really at all. I've never been more inclined to go back and like start right over again to do some of the challenges like the last few games have been doing to unlock all the different weapons and stuff. I'm not gonna install in this one yet. I'm gonna be revisiting it quite a bit. It was easier too, like even kind of overall. I just felt it, like you said, you didn't feel that threatened. I felt about as threatened as I would in a regular shooter.
Yeah.
Just as long as you're aware of your surroundings, I think the only time I died in this game was that it was total horseshit, but that the water puzzle we had to raise up the what is it? The little walkways. I was literally stepping onto solid ground. Like I was on it, and then it was like, "Oh no, you fell." I'm like, "What? Yeah. No, I didn't." And yeah, that was the only time. But it was once, but it was enough to make me go, "Fuck! I didn't like I had it figured out." Yeah. That was pretty. It was pretty bunk. So one bullshit death, but yeah, good. I don't know how much I'm going to revisit. I don't feel like playing through the entire thing again, but I'll definitely fuck around, get some infinite ammo weapons going, and maybe in the future or something. I don't know if they've got DLC planned. If I find out they've got if I find out they've got DLC planned, I might just wait till that and fuck around a little bit here and there, and then kind of really jump in.
Guaranteed they'll have DLC, and the DLC for 7 was. Well, one of them was pretty good. The other one was fine. It was cool. So I don't know. We'll have to see. There's interesting directions they can go with 8. So
yeah,
we'll find out.
Like I said, I don't want them to completely jump 100% into this lane, but I'd like to see some traditional zombie Resident Evils, not just all Van Helsing adventures.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going to go into super detail, but I'm glad they explained away that fucking Deadpool moment.
Yeah, well, no spoilers. No spoilers.
I'm just saying Deadpool moment. I didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
It might have just been a joke for all you know. If you haven't, there was a moment that both of us we didn't even spoil to each other. We're just kind of like, I just saw something. I just saw something real fucking dumb, man.
It works out. It works out.
Yeah, so.
But anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
As I said, after Resident Evil 8,
I didn't even see this. Is this a new one?
Gonna revisit one of the greatest gaming franchises ever known to history.
Is this a new one that you kept under your hat?
Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Yeah, boy.
Did you just beat this?
No.
Oh, you're playing it.
Yeah, I'm playing.
Oh, I was like, you beat
this,
and you didn't even tell me that you beat it.
Playing Mass Effect, replaying Mass Effect 1 right now, and I will. It's so nice. It's so nice to be back. And what's interesting is like, I feel like a lot of times whenever I play a remaster, like if it's just a remaster, it kind of feels like that's how I remember the game.
Yeah.
But
like nothing's changed, and then you look at it side by side, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this just looks as good. This looks as good now as the original did then." So that I'm just like, "Yeah, this is the same game. Did they even do anything?"
Yeah, looks. Totally. I mean, yeah, some of the scenery and stuff in Mass Effect is a little flat, but it looks great. Oh, it's so nice to be back on the Normandy with. I just got the dream team, so I'm pretty much.
How far in are you?
Well, I got Tally and Garrus, so I could just stop playing and be like entirely satisfied. It's like I got Tally and Garrus. That's all I need.
Got the
Although I can't waifu the waifu until the second game, but
yeah.
For me, it's Tally. I even got
sweet.
Tally poster on the wall. Anyways, Mass Effect 1, yeah, that's what I'm playing again. I mean, there's not much needed to be said about Mass Effect. God damn it! If you haven't played Mass Effect, what are you doing? Come on.
Yeah, Chris.
Chris, what the hell?
The fucking fuck, Chris.
Jesus.
I'm on him.
Jesus.
Look at it. Look at this opportunity.
Like there is
in your face right now.
Like. Is there any justifiable reason?
I don't know, Chris. Is there?
Like, holy shit, man. It's like you like sci-fi.
He loves sci-fi.
Like
I know sci-fi. He loves sci-fi.
It's not Star Trek, but it has like, get to learn about other alien races and
it's what a Star Trek game should have been. And I think that's why I started initially liking it. Like, man, if they made a Star Trek game like this, holy shit.
Yeah, why not? Why not? BioWare could do a good Star Trek game.
Yeah.
That's like right up their alley, more so than Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic even. Like, that's a cool game, but, Star Wars you expect to be a little bit more maybe fast-paced. Not really even.
More action.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit, but not even. Star Wars was always moderate. Moderate. Anyways, hell yeah. And you have already finished Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, so almost
Legendary Edition.
Almost 2 in one episode. We almost simultaneously played it. That's why I thought you were hiding shit.
No.
It's just like, this friendship's on the fucking rocks, bud.
Nope. Having a grand old time. Taking my time.
As soon as I started playing, I was like, yo, I'm playing Mass Effect, and then you didn't tell me.
I'm out currently out driving around that Mako again.
Hell yeah. And you know what? I think one of the quality of life things is that I don't think you can flip that son of a bitch at all anymore.
Yeah,
you can damn near flip it, but I have not flipped it at all. And I've been to every planet and did all, even the super mountainous ones.
Yeah, I thought I could do a little bit more to get like a little bit more like air, climbing up some of those like mountains. Like I thought I was able to do it a little bit better. Maybe are there upgrades? I can't remember if there's upgrades.
No. It's just a heavy bitch. You can't really jump it very much.
I thought I swear I used to be able to get some.
It's got the vertical boost and the forward boost. I've done some pretty sickies. My kids were like, jump that cliff, Dad, jump off a cliff. I was like, man, if the window's open, everyone's gonna be like, wow, they really bully their dad. And then yeah, Dad, jump off a cliff. Woo. Yeah, because they just watch me explore shit. And
yeah.
I was like, check this shit out. Brand is, yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, good stuff. So so you're back at it.
I'm at it.
Gonna be Polykill's nightmare again.
Yeah, okay. they seemed pretty happy this episode, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm still listening to the new episode, so
okay, I don't want to spoil it, but they're pretty happy that I was back, so that made me happy. I just do it for those guys. Like, I don't even like playing games. I'm like, these guys got to fill time on their podcast. I better beat 15, 16 games. But yeah, it was good to be back. Honestly, what it was is that Ninja Turtle month knocked me for a goddamn loop. As far as even I did the beat tweets every time I beat it, but I didn't log the games on my list of games that I beat. And I don't know. I was too lazy to like look it up on Twitter and then copy it over because I like to do everything in order. And it was also like being ridiculously busy with work. So I was still playing a lot of games, even though I was working crazy amounts. But I was like, all this time tweeting is just time that I'm not playing games. So I was just like, I'll figure it out later. And then anytime I was like, all right, I'm going to update, and then something else would come up. I get called in. I was on some pretty shitty shifts for a while there, where it was basically like, pretty early in the day till real late at night. And I'm being like, oh, well, that's not prime playing games time. So it kind of threw me for a loop. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. I updated everything, updated my list. I recapped what I'd beaten up until the current period, and I made sure to document that so they didn't think, okay, this guy has played games that are longer than the hours that are in this 2-week period, so I'm calling bullshit. But yeah, I finished a couple of hefty ones. I kind of kept. I didn't give an exact list like I've got here now, but I kind of was like, yeah, I beat this. I've been playing this. Kind of finally finished this off. Kind of that kind of stuff. But yeah. Since the last episode, a new episode of the Super Enabler Bros has been up. Check that out. It was fun. It's another lengthy one because just like our last episode of this podcast.
It's a beast of an episode.
It's yeah, just like the last episode of this one, we were quite a few weeks in between, so there was more to catch up on. So Chris and I have been, we're like, let's try to scale it back. It's like we're even thinking like, oh, maybe we should just do weekly if we're gonna be doing a fucking 3-hour episode every time. we managed to have like 1 or 2 shorter ones, and then we'll have like a hiatus again where I'm like, I got all this stuff, and that's basically like I've kind of molded pickup videos into the podcast.
Yeah.
So that accounts for a lot of time. So that's why I like to do it at least every 2 weeks. But yeah, it's a hefty one, but it was a lot of fun. We're gonna have to get you on there soon. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I want to have you on Super Enabler Bros. Like 17. We have Chris on this show.
17 episodes.
Yeah.
No church.
That's what I'm saying. I want to figure out a special time of year where we can have you on every year, at least. And we're gonna do that. We can't do it at the end of the year because that's already Chris's time. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have a summer fun time one or some shit.
Why have we never done that? Why have we never called that episode when we have the old ass retro gamer on the Chris miss episode?
Well, this year don't miss the Christmas.
Yeah, there we go.
Episode. Hey, we're advertising in June for a December episode. That's how far ahead we were planning. All of a sudden, we're worthlessly motivated.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway. I beat quite a few. So I'm gonna knock these out real quick. I think I'd started Yakuza Kiwami 2 on the last episode. I since finished it. Absolutely loved it. I started 3, and it's a bit of a rocky start. I'm not loving it as absolutely as I have 0, 1, and 2.
Yeah, I wonder.
It's a straight remaster. It's not a total rebuild.
Last episode, you might have already started 3. Now that I think about it.
Oh shit! So maybe I'm talking about it again. Anyway, absolutely loved Kiwami 2. Then I had mentioned that I brought my arcade stick to work, and I'd been playing with a coworker a bunch. So we played a couple co-op games. One of them being Captain America and the Avengers. And then we played a bunch of fighting games and other kind of stuff. But yeah, so one night we beat Captain America and the Avengers. And then I finished off Nightmare Creatures 2. Coming off the back of the first one that I got as my backlog roulette game, I started that up right away.
Then the 64 as well?
Yeah, the end. No, Nightmare Creatures 2 is Dreamcast. The first one was the 64. It was also on the PS1, but I didn't play that version. Yeah. This one it's got more going on. It honestly just feels like an improvement, like a sequel should in most areas. I don't have the nostalgia for it, so it was a different feeling playing this one, but it was cool. It fits in, and I'd really like to see a third one or a reboot or something, because this is a really cool idea. And then I started knocking out some more, quite a few. I think this was within like 2 nights maybe. X-Men Children of the Atom.
Hell yeah.
X-Men versus Street Fighter. Rambo 3 on the arcade, which is pretty cool. G.I. Joe on the arcade, which is a lot of the same. Honestly, it's just like a third person. Everything's coming at you. You're running. It's kind of like the 3D part of the Contra games.
I do want to say, as when I was younger, if I walked into an establishment and it had X-Men Children of the Atom, I was playing it.
I was going to be there. Wow. Yeah.
The game was awesome. Like,
yeah,
I was never any good. And same with like X-Men versus Street Fighter. Like, I've never beaten it as far as I remember. Never got good, but it's fucking sweet game. Marvel superheroes.
I basically picked a hero or two, and then looked up moves for them. Because there's nothing like playing one of those games and not knowing any moves.
Yeah,
it's like going to a friend's house when they're good at it, and they're like, "Hey, you want to play?" And then they just destroy you.
It's
basically the first couple people you'll just like steamroll them, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, you think you're good now?" And they'll start to kick your ass. So
kind of like one of the only like games where like Cyclops is actually badass.
Yeah.
I've never been a Cyclops guy, but those games.
Well, he just seems so lame, right? Especially even like when his own teammates dog on him, especially Wolverine. Wolverine's like, "I'm gonna get your girl," like all the whole time, like fucking Wolverine and his big dick energy. Emo Cyclops.
What Cyclops ever do?
Like all he's trying to do is just be lead a team, be a good X-Men. And his teammates are always dunking on him, man. So yeah. I mean, I even have a picture where I met Cyclops at Universal Studios, and I'm frowning because I'm like, "Oh, I had to meet Cyclops. It was a good day." Like, yeah. Pretty fun. When then there's me smiling, meeting all the other X-Men.
Yeah,
even Storm. I'm like, I don't give a shit about Storm, but at least it's not Cyclops. But yeah, I digress. So yeah, they're basically the precursors to the Marvel versus Capcom, and excellent games. Rambo and G.I. Joe are both pretty cool. Even though I'm not a big G.I. Joe guy, they got some good games. So I'm actually about to check out Rise of Cobra, which is a shitty movie, but the game looks kind of fun, and I'm going to check it out. So there's that. Then I beat Cyberbots. Fuck, you didn't put the sub name. Cyberbots. Hold on, I got it here. Cyberbots Full Metal Madness, which is like a fighting game with like giant animated mechs. It's a Capcom Fighter 2. And there's so much like variations you can do to these mech. You pick them. It's kind of like when you're playing a shooter and you pick like, okay, I'm going to be the red one, and it's like, hey, are you going to be the red one with this kind of gun, this kind of like. You kind of basically customize what you're going to be playing. You pick a pilot, you pick a mech, you pick a variation of the mech. I think there's like 3 of each one, and it's you think like, oh, these are going to be clunky. No, they're actually like quick. They got kick-ass moves. It's not just like 2 giant robots punching. You know, it's like
It's pretty badass.
it's not like Rock'em Sock'em robots. It's
Kinda,
a lot of fun.
What the hell is the in the Capcom beat 'em ups collection? What was that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about too.
Like it seems like one of these games was inspired by the other.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think it might even be part of the series. Actually, now I think of it, because it's a series. It's a series. So,
God damn it. Let me look real quick.
Yeah. Anyway, while you do that,
Armored Warriors.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like that. It's really like just they got personality to them. They're all really cool. Like it was a absolute blast. Out of all these,
it is. It's a spin-off of Armored Warriors.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
Booyah.
Because yeah, both Capcom. So I figured I think it's part of the same thing. But yeah, excellent game. And out of all these fighting games that I mentioned, I think I might be going back to that one most likely first. Then I beat Waku Waku 7, which I think is the first one in that series. So I don't know what the fuck Waku Waku is, but yeah, pretty cool. I want to say it's got weird characters. They're all totally like different. Some of them are super cartoony. Some of them are super serious. And it reminded me a lot of Guilty Gear kind of characters. We're like, what even am I fighting right now? So it was a lot of fun too. Like all these fighting games I played, like, man, I was on a tear of good fighting games and easy to pick up and play ones too. Like I said, yeah, I did the X-Men and Street Fighter games. Like I had you got to get a couple moves under your belt, but you could kind of button mash the other two, so that was advantageous. It wasn't like getting close to the end to get my ass kicked, so that was cool. Then I started playing some shoot 'em ups with Varth, Operation Thunderstorm. Honestly, kind of generic. You know, when you play a lot of shoot 'em ups, after a while they kind of blend together. But this is the type that I like, where when you die, you don't lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like the power ups will float around you for a bit before they go in.
Yeah, that's how you make a good game.
Yeah, and they got it's got this kind of these there's 2 different kinds of power ups you can grab. There's ones that are like these little pods that'll kind of like protect you, and they'll shoot also. I don't know, it's pretty cool. That was what I thought was kind of original for it, because I find like even though they're kind of generic, they usually have like something that like their calling card, and I thought that's what made it feel a bit different. Then I followed it up with the other game that I mentioned. Got me into shoot 'em up games. I played and own the Sega Genesis version, but I've never played the arcade version. And it was Vapor Trail. Again, like looking at this one after playing a whole ton, and it might seem kind of generic, but I've got the nostalgia feels for this one because I used to play the shit out of this on the Genesis. It was one of the first games I bought separately from the bundle I got, and I loved it. I played it over and over. So yeah, thanks Vapor Trail. This arcade version is, I don't know, I'd have to play them side by side because it felt like I was playing the Genesis.
Ooh, it's a pricey boy too on the Genesis.
Yeah.
72 loose, 205 complete.
Well, I'm glad. I don't know if I ever had the actual case for it, but if I did, I'll be depressed that that's gone, as well as my Castlevania Bloodlines case. That might still be recovered someday from my parents, but we'll see. Yeah, after that, Ultra Toucan Densetsu, which is basically a chibi Ultraman beat 'em up. It was pretty fun. I'm not a big fan of Ultraman or anything, but it was decent. Then I beat the Avengers game that I held out for months and months. Spider-Man was supposed to be out in March. But yeah, I can only hold out so long in a Marvel game, man. A man's only got so much strength when it just fails you, and you got to just play a game. And
Dude, now they're like, look, we don't even have to put Spider-Man in these games.
No, they gotta roll that motherfucker out. They said he'll be out. There's someone actively working on him. Like, what? Did they just start? But there's more campaigns coming out pretty regularly. I don't think they cost anything extra. There's a Hawkeye one. There's another one. There's a Wakanda one coming out with Black Panther. Looks pretty cool. I don't think Spider-Man will come out with his own full campaign because he's a console exclusive, but we'll see. The only reason I had this to play, since my pre-ordered copy is stuck across, is I bought a stack of PS4 games off a local girl, and it was in there, and it was like $30 for like 4 games. So essentially I paid like $8 for another copy. So don't go buying this, because I'll just give you this extra one. I played your copy. Sorry, man. It's not brand new anymore. Yeah, I actually liked it a lot. I'm still mad. Still damn ass mad. But it was a lot of fun. At first, I was kind of like, wow, they're really making me be this one character a lot and not like the Avengers I care about. Essentially, it's this Miss Marvel girl that is basically because at first it was what pissed me off, is like, this could be Spider-Man, because it's essentially the MCU Spider-Man, but it's a different character. It's this girl who's just a super Avengers fan. You go to Avengers, like an Avengers day on like a helicarrier. Anyway, so she ends up getting powers at some point, and she's basically Mr. Fantastic, and I don't get why they would even make another character that they already basically have.
Yeah,
it's like she can get big hands, and she's super stretchy. I'm like, so Mr. Fantastic. So why didn't you just do that then?
Maybe more representation.
Yeah, she's a newer character, and whatever. I'm all for like more characters, but for the first little while, it's pretty heavy on playing. You're like, oh, cool, the Hulk's with me, but I'm not the Hulk. So like, it was just like, it got to like later on, you get to just choose who you want to be, and that was better. But and I got like, story wise, it made sense. I'm not going to go into the story too much, but yeah, she plays fine, and she's, she doesn't suck to play. But I want the guys that are on the cover. I want to be Iron Man and the Hulk, shit like that. So one thing I thought was kind of funny, when you're playing Thor, every time he hits something with his hammer, I hear a beach ball. It's
like somebody slapping a beach ball.
The ting ting. It sounds more like a dodgeball, like those hard rubber.
Oh, okay,
red dodgeballs.
Kickball, yeah. Kickball.
It just sounds like someone. Yeah, it sounds like someone, like a really tightly inflated ball. That's what I hear every time he hits something with his hammer.
Somebody getting smacked in the face with one of those.
Yeah, you're like beating the shit out of a robot, and it just sounds like you're like, let's play a beach volleyball, and you're like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, when you can play them all and choose your own team and mix and match, it's a lot of fun. There's definitely like a hefty amount of like side stuff you don't need to do. I did a good sampling of everything. I'm not going to say I did 100%, but I really enjoyed what I did with it, especially the story missions. And there's like, each hero has their own like kind of side story, where they're called like iconic missions, where you'll do like a Hulk centric one, so you'll do more Hulk related things, and then but everyone you can pick an AI team to go with you, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll definitely be playing this a little bit here and there, and then I'll probably be really hard into it when Spider-Man's finally part of it. They'll probably be like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, he's coming up, but he's actually a PS5 exclusive. So fuck y'all PS4 guys. But yeah, we'll see. Still salty, but great game. And then I played Mass Effect. Holy shit. Mass Effect 1. Yeah, we already talked about how awesome this game is. It was awesome all the way through.
Well, yeah.
Some problems they just didn't fix. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The eyes are still super weird. I don't know.
That bugging me this much time around. So far, anyways. I know. Every once in a while, Shepard would get that like weird,
super surprised, like what?
I'm watching you masturbate.
Eyes. Yeah. It's kind of funny. And like,
I have special eyes.
They just seem to like roll around more. Yeah,
it was a funny meme picture.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few. So like they didn't. But one thing, like the only detriment.
Well, bang, okay.
He didn't say it once. I played the whole game.
I think it was from 2.
Yeah, when she's on the stretcher and he just looks her up and down. All right, feel better. Well, bang, okay.
It's so good. Yeah. So random. Anyways,
battle tits.
So good.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a lot of the stuff I loved, everything I remembered. But there was a few the glitches that I remember happening now that I kind of like forgot about, where all of a sudden like a button won't prompt what it's supposed to prompt. You're like, pick this up, and you're like, open this door.
Oh yeah.
So you have to reload a save.
Yeah.
And hopefully you've got a save close to that. I ran into it more on the later part of the game, like Asteroid, the X-57, the Bring Down the Sky mission. I had it happen like twice on that, and I'm actually doing
that like right now.
I had it happen again on, where I was just trapped. Like I got out of the Mako, I was just trapped. Couldn't get in, couldn't get out, couldn't shoot. I was like, all right, well. And I was like, oh man, last time I saved, because I did a lot of outside stuff, so I hadn't saved in a while. I was like, cool, it's gonna be fun to do all that again. But besides that, like I think it happened like 3 times, and I was like, minor annoyance as long as you've got a recent save. But
small sacrifice for
one thing they could have added was more like auto saving or something, because I definitely like got the feel of like early last gen where I'm like, I better save whenever I'm somewhere where I might be in a crazy fight.
Yeah, that's
like
one thing.
Because sometimes out of nowhere you're like full oh, I'm dead. What the hell? Did I just get like two shotted by something? But yeah. But so everything I loved about it.
If you haven't played Mass Effect, come on, man.
Your problem? Yeah,
Chris.
Come on, Chris. and
others.
So I think I was bitching about this not showing up and Resident Evil 8 not showing up. So Mass Effect showed up, and I immediately installed it and started playing 1. And then the next day, my other games I've been waiting forever on. I'm like, no, but I was like telling you my dilemma. I'm like, but I'm massing effects right now, but I really want to start Resident Evil 8. So I was like, and then I looked at like my progress, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna hammer through this shit. But I didn't like speed run it. I still was like, no, I'm still gonna go on every planet that I can land on. I'm still gonna do every side thing. But I plowed through it, and still like I think it was like 14 hours. So I was like, I can get into this. And then I played Resident Evil 8 mostly at work.
Lucky.
The thing that sucks, I'm not bringing my Xbox to work anymore. It's because it wouldn't even let me sign in, and I think I messaged you when it was pissing me off too, but you were probably already asleep. But I was like, it won't even.
Something might be blocked on your work network.
Well, it's weird. Is I can plug in my PS4 and connect if I need to. Like I've updated. I went to play a game and I was like, shit, I didn't install this. And I don't do it often, but I was like, okay, well, I can do that.
It's probably a lot
with the Xbox, because you can't get achievements online, and it actually fucked me over with that Transformers Battlegrounds. My only achievements are from like what I played at home, when usually like what you get offline, once you hook up to live, they'll all just pop as soon as you turn it on. So all my achievements are for like the last half of the game. I'm like, shitty. So I'm like, I don't know if those ones will even pop anymore.
I can speak directly on that because it's entirely because most places are Windows environments, and one of the first things you do as a Windows administrator is turn off all that Xbox fucking games for PC shit that's like pre-installed, and you block it all. So that's probably what it is.
Yeah,
probably network policy.
So that sucks. So I ended up using my phone as a hotspot for like 8 hours for 2 shifts, which would be fine because just being online doesn't really use that much. But in the meantime, in the middle of my shift at night, it's like, oh, you've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla installed. No big deal. But also there's an update for it. I'm not going to tell you I'm downloading it. And then I got a text that, oh, you've used 76% of your monthly data. I'm like, I've got 12 gigs of data. I'm just sitting online, like just to be able to get achievements and shit. And then I look and I'm like, oh, fuck off. It's downloaded like 8 gigs of this 30 something gig update. I'm like, well, at least I noticed before it was like ridiculously over my data. But yeah, now I got to wait till, we're early in the month and I don't think my, it doesn't really, roll over until like the 23rd. So I got to be super. So I'm like, yeah, no more Xbox at work.
Yeah. And also as an IT guy, word of not necessarily saying this
word to your mother
applies to your workplace, but always be attentive of using hotspots at work because they might have like an internet policy that states using a hotspot circumventing network restrictions. Technically, like you're bypassing your work, so it could be. I'm saying, should look into that. Make sure you can't get in trouble. Someone gets to stick up their ass. And they want to. He's using a fucking.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm like I said, I'm just avoiding that altogether and just not bringing my Xbox anymore because I can play PS4 offline and pop trophies all night.
I mean, I gotta imagine if you can bring in your game consoles, they're probably gonna say anything about using the hotspot, but
yeah. But yeah, just saying.
I wish
it sucked. It sucked. Yeah.
Nice problem to have, though.
Well, yeah. Well, until like I said, at least I found out before. Like thankfully they send the text when you reach the 75%, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. So.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, I ended up playing most of it. I think I beat like the last. Like I was coming down to the wire, and I'm like, I'm just gonna save. I got to a save point like really close to the end. And I was like, I'm just beating the last 20 minutes of this because I know it'll be one of those things where like I beat it and I'm sitting there like, fucking hurry up, cutscenes. All of a sudden it'd be like a Kojima game cutscene at the end. I'm like, damn it, I was off 2 hours ago. Just sitting there like, fuck sakes. But yeah. Anyway, big rant about connectivity. But yeah, so. It'll be a PS exclusive at work from now on, or Switch. And then after that, I finished off ActRaiser. I actually started it earlier in the month, and despite owning the North American and Japanese version of this game, I barely played it before. When I first tried it out, I was actually like kind of confused when it went to like the
city building.
Yeah, the sim part. I was like, what's going on here? Like, I was like, I'm not really into sim stuff, and I just kind of like switched it off, played something else. So yeah, I'm not really feeling this right now. So but like upon like reaching, hearing about it from someone who can replay ActRaiser 50 times, but not even try Mass Effect one time. Yeah, right. We're not gonna name any names.
What a weirdo.
but it's his favorite game, and I was like, I gotta check it out, man. I gotta give it its due. And then I heard it was coming up as a Cartridge Club Game of the Month, and finally gave it a go, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Anybody wants to know more about it, they can watch one of the first reviews I did.
I watched it recently. Good video.
Besides
when you brought it up. The intro is the only. I actually just watched the intro and just kind of trailed off after, but excellent intro. And then I followed it up by beating a backlog roulette game that I've already mentioned that I beat, Star Trek Voyager Elite Force. It's basically Star Trek Doom. When I looked it up, because I knew about it when I bought it, but when I actually looked up gameplay of it, it wasn't labeled, but I definitely looked up the PC version by accident because it was a lot. I was like, "Oh, it actually looks pretty good." And then I played it for the first few minutes, I was like, "What the fuck And I was like, yeah, I definitely looked up the PC version.
Hmm.
But other than slowdown, obviously graphics downgrade, it looks pretty good. It definitely looks closer to Doom on console. But yeah, a lot of fun, like heavy action for a Star Trek game, that's for sure. I'm not a big Voyager fan. I think I even said in my beat tweet, it's I've not even watched the two more current Star Treks, Discovery and Enterprise. I've watched Picard because, as far as I'm concerned, that's just a continuation of Next Generation. But of the first four Star Trek shows, Voyager is easily my least favorite. But yeah, really fun game. It's pretty lengthy for what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like 3-4 hours, but it was like, I want to say closer to like 6 or 7. So a lot of variation, a lot of cool weapons. I mean, it starts you off fighting the Borg, so that's like the coolest Star Trek bad guys you can fight. So that gripped me right away. And yeah, like it's got a lot of like just like objective stuff that I found, really added to the game rather than just run around and shoot Borg. You start off trying to save your team and all this stuff. And all the actors from the actual Star Trek Voyager show reprise their roles, as far as I can tell. Like any character you see sounds really close if they're not. Like I know a bunch of them are, but I don't think anybody was like replaced. So that was cool. I was interested. I know there's a sequel, but unfortunately it's only on PC, so I'd have to play the PC version if I wanted to do that. But anyway,
cool.
I could definitely go for more Star Trek games like that. And that's about it.
Nice.
There's just some other stuff I'm just kind of kicking around here and there. But like I said, I'm on a bit of a tear on PS2 right now. PS2 and original Xbox, actually. I'm kind of just in a vibe for that gen. But I'm also trying to keep up with the games that finally showed up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we got more games to look forward to in the next couple weeks.
Always.
Although it's actually a nice little break, as there's not like a whole lot of really cool stuff, at least for me.
Yeah, I've got 2 hefty ones showing up tomorrow.
And of course, there's the FF7 remake Intergrade, but I'm gonna wait a bit on that. Not gonna pick that up right now.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah,
I'm interested, but I don't really want to buy another copy of it to play that.
Technically, I don't have to. I just install on my PS5 because I'm coolio. But still, it's like, yeah, it's, if I'm going all out, I might as well get both versions of the game, and I'll buy the collector's edition for the next game, and it's an inevitable minor bump in fidelity version and more figures, but that's mostly it, I think.
I will buy it. I just don't think I'm going to buy it brand new price.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Or maybe I'll just wait till I got PS5 and
I already spent a lot of money on that game, so yeah, I'll definitely hold off a little bit, I think. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, that's pretty much it, other than the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, which,
I'm good. I got the original versions of those, so I'm good on those. But cool games. If you like super tough ninja games, I definitely recommend. But yeah, I don't think that's a game I need to double dip on. But yeah, all power to you if you really like. Because
don't know if I'll pick it up myself, but it's coming out.
Yeah, good to have options.
Yes.
I've got 2 games showing up tomorrow that I know are hefty. They're probably going to get backlogged right away, as much as I want to play them, because I know they're pretty long. Got Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne that just came out, and finally my copy of 13 Sentinels is going to be here with it.
Oh my god, that game is so good. So-
And it's coming with a flat iron that my wife ordered, so I can distract her with that while I run away with my new games.
Score.
Yeah. Look what you got. Throw it one way and then run the other way out to the garage. Yeah, but yeah, it's getting to the time where we have a little bit of post Christmas lull that I think is kind of
Well, the spring rush already
something.
happened.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a
everything
couple
coming
months.
out at once, and I'm getting mad that hasn't showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, Bravely Default 2, I had to order a second time because the first one just like got lost or something. They refunded me, so I was like, well, I'm gonna try again. And then everything else just being. At least it's not July.
Yeah.
But yeah,
True. All right. So just real quick covering the happenings in the Cartridge Club. So May was, as Jason mentioned, ActRaiser. As of recording this podcast, that episode is not available just yet, but I'm sure it will be soon. And then Cartridge Club Game of the Month for June is Cuphead, which we have talked about on the podcast before.
Yeah, excellent. I have to jump back in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been so far this year. I think I've beat all the monthly games. I was a day late on ActRaiser.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't remember if I was.
There's no rules.
I don't remember if I even beat Wind Waker in the month that it was. I remember I like picked it back up, but it was a pick up put down situation.
Yeah.
So I don't remember.
Good.
But at least I've beaten them.
So what you gonna be playing in the next couple weeks?
Oh, you know me.
All kinds of random.
I don't even know. But
Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3.
Maybe. I don't know. Probably gonna start. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going with Yakuza 3 at some point, but I also need to finish Fist of the North Star: Lost Paradise. So I'll be playing around those. I want to play Nier Replicant. I really, really want to keep going with the Doom Eternal add-ons.
Mm.
And what else have we got? I wanted to give Resident Evil 7 a full go through. I'm going to restart that. Giving up on playing it through in VR because VR, it's like the only VR game that I like. It bums me out. I can't play it in VR. It just, take some Gravol. I'm good for a bit, but then I also get tired. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm all over the place. I'm going to be playing. Well, I've already started Fallout Tactics: Brotherhood of Steel. I've been playing that most of the day. I don't know how long that game is, but it's
I don't think it's super long.
But I'm playing that. I got a couple more in the chamber. Constantine. I started a little while ago when I picked it up. I'm actually playing that. It's pretty cool. The Keanu Reeves movie. I mentioned G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra. So,
okay.
The new age games or the new gen games I'm playing will probably be primarily at work, and at home I'm feeling the older stuff. So, yeah, man, if you want to start playing some PS2 games, make a list of older games you want to play. Get some roulette going, pal. Hopefully we'll have a new episode Saturday. So maybe you can jump on. Get maybe your number will come up for a game you've been wanting to play, pal.
Maybe.
Just do
well,
it, chum.
I'm. It's pretty easy to guess what I'm playing in the next couple weeks. If I get to them, it's just gonna be Mass Effect. And after Mass Effect, Mass Effect 2. And after Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, Mass Effect 1 was the hurdle for me because I played it so much on the 360 because that's one thing they kind of fixed on the achievements for Mass Effect 1. You had to get like a certain amount of allegiance with each of your equipable party members, which basically meant playing through about 3/4 of the game. Whereas this one, I think you only have to do 5 missions, and it can be any type of missions. So it could even be a little quick thing on the Citadel, and it counts. So thankfully, I've got all those for all the characters. I've got most of the ones for using all the biotic powers and shit. So it's
Cool.
It's fun. How much will what? That's the shortest one. So or maybe it's just short because I played it so much that I like still know where everything is. You know where they have the what are they called? The keepers.
Yeah.
You guys like go find all the keepers. I'm like, find. I still know where they all are. Bloop, 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 bloop. And it was like 5 minutes, and it was like, shit. I still remember where 30 keepers on a game I haven't played in probably 10 years are. But what did my wife say to me 10 minutes ago? Something important.
Yeah.
At least I remember that it's important. Yeah, but yeah, that's me. A well of useless knowledge.
Yes. All right. Well, I will let people know if you want to get a hold of us, how you can get a hold of us. Of course, the podcast is on YouTube. It's on SoundCloud, podcast apps, Apple Podcasts.
All that.
Game Tenants Podcast.
We're worldwide. Prestige worldwide.
Very much. And then if you want to get a hold of me, you can look me up on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as The Game Grinder. And Jason is on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as Corpse Flood.
Ugh.
Hit him up.
Too many places. Too worldwide. Look at us representing all over across the world here.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well,
that's going to do it for this episode of the Game Tenants Podcast.
Do it.
Thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye, Mommy.